Hello students, today we are going to learn our civics, that is political science, chapter number 1. Name of the chapter is Introduction to the Parliamentary Systems. So in this chapter we will learn the machinery or the system of the government as given in the Indian Constitution, that is Indian Constitution and the government machinery that we are going to study. Now before starting of the lesson, you have to ask 3 questions to yourself. Question number 1, what is a parliamentary system of government? Question number 2, in India we have prime minister, but why is there no prime minister in the United States of America? This is the question number 2. And question number 3 is, what is the difference between a parliamentary and a presidential system of government? Now these are the three questions which you have to ask to yourself, and answers of these 3 questions you will get after learning this lesson. So let us start learning this lesson. Please pay attention. Open your textbooks on page number is 68, lesson number 1, civics, introduction to the parliamentary system. So pay attention. Now these above 3 questions would lead us to conclude that every country has a different form of the government. Before we go ahead to understand different types of government systems, let us get some information about the main branches of the government. The function of the legislature is to make laws. The executive implements the law and the judiciary provides justice. Now these functions of these organs of government, their jurisdiction and limitations on their power and interrelationship between these organs are decided by the Indian Constitution. It is the nature of their interrelationship that determines the system of government adopted in a particular country. So now there are 2 main types of the government systems that are followed. Though now here these are the 2 types of government systems which are followed in the world. Type number 1 is parliamentary system and type number 2 presidential system. So today we are going to learn about the parliamentary system of government which is followed in our country. So parliamentary system of government. Now the parliamentary system of government developed primarily in England. Its origin is in England. In England, the constitution is an unwritten constitution. The governance is carried out in accordance with traditions and customs and conventions. Now, the British Parliament is an institution that has evolved over a period of time. That means their parliamentary system is evolved or developed in a period of time. The parliamentary system of government having its root in a parliament is considered as a contribution of England to India. India has adopted this parliamentary system of England. We can see some broad similarities in the parliamentary system of England and the parliamentary system of India. But when looked at an institutional level, the Indian parliamentary system is different in its content. Content wise, there is a difference between the British parliamentary system and there is a difference between parliamentary system which is adopted in India. Now let us understand the characteristics. Let us understand the characteristics of the parliamentary system of government which is followed in India. The main characteristics of the parliamentary system followed in India are as follows. The parliamentary system is a system of governance. The legislature of the central government is known as the parliament. The Indian parliament is composed of President, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. These are the three main organs of the Indian parliamentary government system. That is the President, number 2 is Lok Sabha and number 3 is Rajya Sabha. Members of the Lok Sabha are directly elected by the people. The number of members in the house is fixed. Elections to the Lok Sabha are held at a regular interval of time. All political parties contest these elections. The party which gets more than half the seats is considered as majority party. The majority party forms the government. Sometimes when no party gets a clear majority, some parties come together to form a majority and they can establish the government. This kind of government is known as coalition government. That means government formed by more than one party is called coalition government. Next characteristic, in this way, candidates directly elected by people become members of the legislature and the party in majority gets a chance to form a government. Next page, number 69. Next characteristic, the leader of the majority party becomes the Prime Minister. He or she selects the candidates for the ministerial position from among his or her colleagues. That means ministers are appointed by the Prime Minister. Next, the Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers chosen by the Prime Minister together form the executive in the parliamentary system of government. So, executive in the parliamentary system of government consists of Prime Minister and Council of Ministers. In parliamentary system, the executive has a dual responsibility. Number 1, as an executive, they have to implement laws, and number 2 is, as they are the members of the legislature, they also have to fulfill responsibilities of the legislature. The Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers is responsible to the legislature for all their actions and policies. It means that the Council of Ministers has to work with the legislature in accordance with the legislature. It is for this reason that the parliamentary system is known as the responsible system of government. Another distinct characteristic of parliamentary system of government is collective responsibility. Decision taken by any ministry or department is considered as decision of the government. The entire Council of Ministers is responsible for this decision. In the next 2 chapters, we will see with examples how the principle of collective responsibility is brought into practice. Next paragraph. In the parliamentary system, the executive is dependent upon the confidence of the legislature in them. This means that the Council of Ministers remains in power till it enjoys the support or confidence of the legislature, that is MPs, Member of Parliaments. If the legislature feels that the executive does not work in accordance to its wishes, it removes the executive from the power by passing a no confidence motion against the executive. Now, no confidence motion is an effective tool of keeping a check over the executive. In the parliamentary form of government, the legislature is a supreme institution. Elected representatives of people express demands and aspirations of common people in the parliament. The parliament decides upon issues of public welfare. That means issues of public welfare are taken care of by the Parliament. Since it is the House of Representatives of people and expresses sovereign authority of the people, it is considered as the supreme body. Well, students, we will conclude our today's session over here, and we will continue from the next point, that is, why did India adopt parliamentary system? Why we have adopted parliamentary system and not the presidential system of government, that we will discuss in our next session. Thank you and have a nice day.